Hi there and welcome back to my channel. Ktor is a very powerful framework and has many engines for different platforms. This video will understand what a Ktor engine is. More specifically, we'll look into why a Ktor has that many engines. We'll see what engines can be reused among platforms and which ones are unique. We'll also understand the limitation of certain engines and how to properly choose one. And finally, we'll go through some code to understand how an engine can be customized. Alright, let's dive in. First of all, what is an engine? In Ktor, an engine is an abstraction that is responsible for processing network requests. It's a piece of code that Ktor will invoke when it delegates request processing. Another important point about engines is that a specific platform may require a specific engine. Each platform is unique and they have their own way of handling network requests. That's why we need separate engines. And finally, each engine might have features which are unique to that platform, and it will also provide configuration options that other engines might not have. Let's do a find and match game, shall we? First up, OKHTTP is used by what platform? That's right, by our beloved Android. What about Darwin? If you're familiar with iOS, you'll know that it uses the Darwin engine for networking. How about the CIO engine? The CIO can be used by all platforms in KMP. However, as you'll see further in this video, the CIO engine has certain limitations, so we should be mindful of those when using it. But why do we even need separate engines? Why not just use one? We can bake everything together inside one giant engine and forget about this headache, right? Well, not really. First, it would take an enormous effort to support all platforms. Imagine the amount of code that we would need. And as you know, in software engineering, it's always best not to reinvent the wheel. So if we have something that works, we should use it. And the second reason is having separate engines is a good programming practice. In fact, the Ktor team is following Solid's open-close principle when they're asking you to provide an engine during HTTP client's initialization. This makes the code loosely coupled and clean. Now let's take a look at all engines that Ktor has and their relationships. First, we have the Apache, JVM, and Jetty engines. All of these are suitable for a JVM target. After that, we have the Android engine, which obviously supports Android, but it can also work with the JVM if you need it to. Then we have the Darwin engine, which is the engine of choice for all Apple operating systems. The curl and WinHTTP are compatible with desktop platforms. And finally, all of these platforms can use CIO as their engine. And last but not least, we have the GS engine, which is, surprise, surprise, only suitable for JavaScript. It's unique in its own way, so we cannot use CIO when building for the web. One thing you should also keep in mind when working with these engines is that they might have certain limitations. For example, using the Apache, you won't be able to connect to WebSockets, but you will be able to make HTTP2 requests, which is not the case with CIO. However, the WebSockets will be available to you in CIO. See where this is going? What can an Android engine support? Neither. And what about OKHTTP? OKHTTP can do it all. That's why you should always consult documentation in case you have any doubts about functionality or the platform where it can be used. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. And finally, each engine can be configured in its own way. For example, if we initialize an HTTP client with an OKHTTP engine, then in the engine block we can have an interceptor, just like we're used to in our regular Android code. We can do this because in the Lambda we get an OKHTTP config object. And here we have the HTTP client for iOS. As you can see, it follows the same pattern. If we pass in a Darwin engine into our HTTP client, we can call custom DSL methods because we get a platform-specific configuration that we need. OKHTTP and Darwin objects are instances of HTTP client engine factory with the platform config as their generic type. And these platform configurations in turn extend the HTTP client engine config class. This is a generic base class that these configurations implement. And this is how Ktor achieves flexibility and custom DSLs for each language. That's pretty much it for the introduction to engines. Ktor provides a flexible way to implement the networking functionality for a specific platform or for all of them. In the next lessons, we'll make heavy use of Ktor engines and their configurations.